So today we shall be looking at differentiation of a sum or difference. Um, Before I forget, welcome to Madi Jibuma channel. So we are on a differentiation and our subtopic is differentiation of a sum or difference. So just stay with me. Let's walk through these 5 problems quickly. I'm quite sure it won't take us long. Okay. So of course I have highlighted the basics on how to differentiate a constant and in certain forms. So we want to go deeper and we'll be going more, more difficult. We'll be looking at more difficult problems. Okay. So the first one here says y equals to x raised to the power 4 plus 1 over x minus 6x. So if you are given this function and you have to differentiate this one, the first thing you have to do always, because when you have fractions, then it becomes very difficult for you to differentiate that, especially in these scenarios. Okay, I know when we get to quotient rule, then we'll be able to understand even when it's a fraction, we can still solve it that way. Okay, so here now, when we have situations like this, the first thing you have to change all fractions to just like a whole number. And in doing so, at the end of the day, what you're going to have is that in forming the whole number, the variable is going to have a negative power. Of course, we know, and if this is your first time, you don't need to panic. Just listen. I'm quite sure by the end of the day, you should be able to understand exactly how we differentiate this type of problems. Okay, so we are differentiating y with respect to x, so therefore we write dy by dx. Well, because we are differentiating y with respect to x. But now what I want us to look at first here, so we change this one, so this becomes y equals to x raised to the power 4 plus, and if you want to change 1 over x, then it becomes x raised to the power minus 1. Okay, minus 6x. So now if you look at them, all of them are like whole numbers instead of fractions. So the next thing is for you to differentiate. So if I'm differentiating dy by dx, I'm differentiating y with respect to x equals to, now in differentiation, what you have to do is that you multiply, and I've done the basic in one of the videos I have uploaded, so just check my YouTube channel. Okay, so you multiply this power by the coefficient of the variable and subtract 1 from the power. So it means the coefficient of this is 1, so it becomes 4 multiplied by 1, which is just you don't need to write again 1x. So 4x here, and you take 4 minus 1. The next thing again, plus. Now we are going to multiply again, minus 1 times this, so it becomes, so because I need to have minus 1, I don't want to write it plus minus 1. So therefore I have to give a bracket because I have to multiply. So this becomes minus 1. I close that bracket, then I write my x again, and this is going to be minus 1, and you subtract again minus 1 from the power. Then you come to this one, the power of this is 1 here. Any number without a power, the power of that variable is 1. So this becomes minus 6x, because this is 1 times 6 is just 6. So you have 1 here already, which was there as the natural power of it, minus 1. Okay, so that's it. So now we say dy by dx equals to, now if you subtract this by this gives you 3, so this becomes 4x raised to the power 3, plus times minus becomes minus x. Okay, minus 1 minus that becomes minus 2. Then you come to this one, minus 6x. 1 minus 1 becomes 0. And we know that any number raised to the power 0 is 1. So in this case, this is dy by dx equals to 4x cubed minus x raised to the power minus 2 minus 6 times 1. So our final answer becomes dy by dx becomes 4x cubed minus x raised to minus 2 minus 6. Okay, but again, after differentiating, you have to take back your final answer to this form. So if it was a fraction, change it back to a fraction. So for us to do that, this one becomes 4x raised to the power 3 minus, so this becomes 1 over x squared. okay, minus 6. So that becomes your answer to this problem. Okay, so y equals to x raised to the power 4 plus 1 over x minus 6x becomes 4x cubed minus 1 over x squared minus 6. So if I'm differentiating this one with respect to it, that's it. So let's look at the number 2. So I'm going to use this one, and when I'm done, then I will take off everything. So this says y equals to half x squared minus 1 over 2x squared. So remember, always you have to change these fractions. Okay, so the fractions I'm talking of, when the variables, yes, so when the variables are the ones you have to change to whole numbers. So this becomes y equals to half x squared. So what I meant is this. So this one is already a whole number, but this one is not, because it's 1 over x squared. So again, you have to change that, minus half multiplied by, so this one is like this, 1 over x squared. So now if I change that, that becomes half. I'm not differentiated, I'm just trying to change everything. So this becomes half, and if I'm taking this off, becomes minus 2. Okay, so now I can go on to differentiate. So this becomes, I'm differentiating y with respect to x. That means dy by dx equals to, now this, the power of this, you multiply it by what, the coefficient here. So this becomes half multiplied by 2. So you are bringing this 2 down here. I'm multiplying it by this coefficient. Now I write my x. 2 is the power minus 1. Okay, then minus, here again I have half, this half, multiply it by minus 2, this minus 2, I have my x, and this is minus 2 minus 1. Okay, so you get that. So now this becomes dy by the x equals to, these 2 cancel these 2, so we are left with x. 2 minus 1 becomes 1. Okay, minus this again, this and this cancel, but this multiplication. Okay, so minus times minus becomes plus, so hence I have to take this one off. So this becomes plus now. Okay, and this is x raised to the power minus 3. Okay, so which is dy by dx equals to, this is x, and this one we have to change it again to something else. So it becomes 1 over x cubed. So that's your answer. Okay, so if you ask to differentiate this, this will be your answer. Okay, that's the solution to that. So let's look at the next problem. Okay, so let's look at the next problem, which says, next question, y equals to 4x raised to the power 3 minus 5 over x squared, 4x raised to the power 3 minus 3x squared minus 3x squared minus 3x squared plus 5 over x squared. Okay, so again the same thing, we have to change this one first to a whole number. So that becomes y equals to 4x cubed minus 3x squared. Okay, then this becomes plus 5x raised to the power minus 2. Okay, because it was like 1 over x squared. So now we can differentiate. So we are differentiating y with respect to x. The y by dx, so you multiply this by this, becomes 3 multiplied by 4x, and this is 3 minus 1 minus. Now you have this becomes 3 multiplied by, so you bring in the 2 multiplied by 3x, 2 minus 1, then the last one, and this becomes now plus. Now you are bringing these 2, so I have to give this one minus 2 here, then I multiply it by, so this is minus 2 multiplied by 5, okay, x, and I have minus 2 minus 1. Okay, so now the next thing, this is dy by dx equals to, you multiply this, it gives you 12x squared. Okay, then this is minus 6x raised to the power 1, so we don't need to write it again. Then this one you multiply, plus times minus becomes minus, 2 times that becomes 10x x raised to the power minus 3. Okay, so you are done. All you need to do is to write it back to this form. So this becomes 12x squared minus 6x. So this becomes minus 10 all divided by x raised to the power positive 3. Okay, so if I'm bringing this one again, it changes to a positive power. So that's it. That's your answer for this one. Okay, so let's look at the next problem. Next question. Let's look at the next question. Okay, so the next question says y equals to 4 over x minus 5 over x squared minus 6 over x cubed. Okay, so the same thing, all of them, all these fractions, you have to change them to a whole number. So this becomes y equals to, this becomes 4, and you're taking the x up, becomes minus 1, and this is minus 5x, and that becomes minus 2, minus 6x, and that becomes minus 3. Now we differentiate. So we are differentiating y with respect to x. The y by dx equals to, as always, we multiply this. This becomes minus 1 multiplied by 4x, and this is minus 1 minus 1. Okay, so you are done with that. You come to this minus. Again, because we have another minus, so I will just give this one a bracket, minus 2. I'm going to multiply it by 5. Then I write my x, and I will subtract minus 1 from the power. Then you come to the last one, minus 6. Okay, so I need to write first, I have another minus here that is coming. So this becomes minus 3. Okay, then multiply this by 6. This 6 now, because I have already written this minus x, and I have minus 3 minus 1. Okay, so that's it. It's actually very simple. So now this becomes dy by dx. So now if I multiply this, this becomes minus 4 x raised to minus 2. Okay, this and this becomes plus 10 x raised to minus 3. This and this again becomes plus, and that becomes 6x raised to the power minus 4. Okay, now all you need to do is just to arrange them. So if you want to, you can just write, so this becomes minus 4 over x squared plus 10 over x cubed plus 6 over x raised to the power 4. Okay, so that's your answer to this problem. Okay, so far, if you are getting value from the video, please be sure to subscribe, hit the bell icon, so that when I upload any video, you should be able to be notified. Okay, yes, right. So we are almost there. Let's look at the last problem for this video, which I am quite sure is very tricky. So it says y equals to x raised to the power 5 plus x squared minus 2, everything here divided by x raised to the power 4. So now this one, just to get you confused, okay, but it's actually one of the simplest problems as well. So all you need to do is a common denominator. So just take it and divide individually here. So that means this becomes y becomes x raised to the power 5 divided by x raised to the power 4 plus x squared divided by x raised to the power 4 minus 2 divided by x raised to the power 4. That's the first thing you have to do. And once you are done with that, everything else becomes very simple, because we've said that we've done that already. And now you play with indices here. So this becomes y equals to, indices says when the bases are the same, you take 1, and because we are dealing with division, we subtract the powers. So this becomes x to the power 5 minus 4. We've not differentiated, okay? We are just dealing with indices here. Or you can just cancel. Plus, now the same thing again. You take 1 of the base and subtract the power. This becomes 2 minus 4. So here now, you can see that you don't have any variable here, x. So now you just change it to what? A whole number instead of fraction. So this becomes minus 2. So that becomes minus 2 x raised to the power minus 4. Okay, now let's reduce it again. So this becomes x, because 5 minus 1 becomes 1, and this becomes what? Plus x raised to the power minus 2. Bigger number carry the sign, and subtracting minus 2, and this becomes x raised to minus 4. So now we have everything as whole number. We can differentiate now dy by dx, and you know how we differentiate? The power of this is 1. We multiply it by the coefficient of the variable and subtract 1 from the power as well. So 1 multiplied by 1 is just 1, so it becomes x. 1 minus 1 plus, then this one, because I'm bringing minus 2, I have to give this one a bracket. Okay, then I have my x, I have minus 2 minus 1. Okay, now the last one minus, I'm bringing this one, so I have to give this one minus 4, and I multiply it by 2. Yeah, then I have my x again, then you have minus 4 minus 1. Okay, so now your dy by dx becomes, this becomes x raised to the power 0, plus times minus becomes minus 2, x raised to the power minus 3, minus times minus becomes plus, 4 times this becomes 8, x raised to the power minus 5. Okay, any number raised to the power 0 is 1. So your dy by dx becomes, this becomes 1 here. Okay, and this one becomes again minus 2, all divided by x raised to the power 3. I've just changed it again, as I told you, and this becomes plus 8, all divided by x raised to the power 5. Okay, so that is your answer. So far, that brings us to the end of this video. Okay, so if you've been with me until this point, I want to express my appreciations for that. Okay, so please don't forget to subscribe, share, and like the video. Okay, so YouTube will recommend this content to other viewers out there who may be interested in short content. Okay, so please share this one, share to your friends, or tell your friends to subscribe to the channel. Okay, or just for them to learn, even if you don't want to subscribe, just learn. Okay, because the goal is just for us to be able to impact knowledge to people out there, okay, who may not have those teachers that will come to their doorstep and teach them. Okay, and I'm quite sure at the comfort of your home, you should be able to learn something. So thank you very much for being with me so far. I'm grateful.